Identity Series Part 1. Who are you if yesterday no longer exists? Imagine tomorrow you woke up with no memory, no job, no heartbreak, no titles, no story. Who would you be? We spend so much of life introducing ourselves with memories. I was hurt. I was betrayed. I was successful. I was a parent. I was a failure. But memory is not identity. It is only evidence of where you've been. Perhaps healing isn't becoming someone new. Perhaps it's simply discovering who remained when yesterday stopped speaking. We often mistake memory for identity. We remember who we were until one day we forget to notice who we've become. A farmer may still wake with the seasons long after the fields are gone. A soldier may still scan every room for danger long after the war ended. We carry yesterday so faithfully that we sometimes mistake it for ourselves. But memory is a beautiful storyteller. It was never meant to become your name. Who are you when yesterday finally lets go? Imagine a dragon raised by squirrels. He collected acorns, climbed trees, tried desperately to leap from branch to branch. Every day he wondered why he wasn't very good at being a squirrel. It never occurred to him that perhaps he wasn't one. Sometimes we spend years trying to become better at being someone we were never meant to be. Perhaps there was never anything wrong with you. You were simply reading the wrong story about yourself. Some things are growing long before they look grown. A tiny tree does not panic because it is not yet a forest. It does not compare itself to the oak beside it. It simply roots, it reaches, it receives the light. And maybe we are the same. Maybe becoming is not loud. Maybe growth is not always visible. Maybe identity is not who we were yesterday, but what we are quietly becoming when no one is watching. The flower never compared. The flower never wondered if it should have been a tree. It never apologized for blooming differently. It never looked at the oak and wished for thicker roots, or at the rose and wished for different petals. It simply opened to the light that found it. Perhaps peace begins the moment we stop trying to become someone else's season and finally bloom as ourselves. The river never apologized for changing direction. It did not explain itself to the stones, the trees, or the banks that thought they knew its path. It simply followed what pulled it forward. Maybe becoming yourself is not always about standing still. Maybe sometimes It is about allowing life to bend you without believing you have broken. The sun never hurried to sunrise. It arrived exactly when it was meant to. Perhaps your life is asking for the same trust. Not everything that is taking time is taking too long. Have you ever noticed that when the clouds cover the moon, we say, the moon has disappeared? But it hasn't. It hasn't become smaller. It hasn't lost its light. It hasn't forgotten how to be a moon. The only thing that changed was what we could see. Perhaps we do the same with ourselves. After criticism, after heartbreak, after rejection, after trying to fit into places that were never built for us, we begin to believe our light has gone, yet maybe it never left. Maybe it was simply hidden beneath the season of clouds. You do not need to become brighter. You only need to remember that you were never the weather. Some people spend years explaining who they are, explaining their past, explaining their choices, explaining why life unfolded the way it did. But identity isn't something that becomes more true because it is understood by everybody else. The oak never explained why one branch reached further than another. It simply continued growing. Perhaps peace begins the day we stop carrying the weight of being fully understood and simply allow ourselves to be fully honest. We spend so much of life carrying yesterday into today. We introduce ourselves through old mistakes, old successes, old roles, old stories, as though who we were is the only way to explain who we are. Yet the oak never asked the leaves who they had been last autumn. It simply welcomed the spring. Perhaps life has never been asking you to become someone new. Maybe it has only been waiting for you to stop introducing yourself as someone you've already outgrown. Because identity isn't found in the story you keep repeating. It is found in the life you quietly begin living when you finally put the story down. And perhaps that person has been here all along. Welcome home.